And now, for your listening pleasure, reaching for the bars.
Huzzah!
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 Cheer. Oh, wait. Cheer.
Oh.
Camera's up there.
Wait, is this the way I do it? This way?
Yeah.
That's the one.
Good.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Sure.
Caleb, cheers me.
Ting.
Close enough.
Thanks, man.
Awesome.
All right. Welcome, everyone, to Reaching for the Bars podcast. We are here in studio with Andrew Weiss.
Hello. So,
To his left, Mabry Cook.
hello.
To my left, joining us virtually, Mr. Dustin LaBar.
Hi, everybody.
And then me.
It's top secret
Caleb Whitney.
CIA stuff.
Yeah.
So, yes, we're going to get into it this episode. Just kind of relatively average week. Nothing really too exciting happened.
No. I can't think of anything hardly.
Yeah, honestly, pretty boring. So, I mean, we'll get right into it.
Wait, there was one thing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I heard that Laura had her baby.
Oh, Laura LaBar.
Yay!
Pop that bottle! Popping bottles, baby.
That was a good pop. That was a good pop. Nice.
Have a swig.
Caleb,
We're gonna do just
payback when I drank.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, that's exactly what Caleb said. He's like, you guys did this when I was.
Congrats, Dustin.
When I had
Thanks,
PJ.
boys.
Yeah, heck yeah.
Thanks, boys.
Yeah, man. So tell everybody the name. Tell us a little bit about what's going on. Just whatever you can disclose to the
Sure.
group.
Sure. Me and Laura had our baby on Monday. She's African American.
I'm not telling him.
Let it be known. That's the first thing he said about his daughter on the podcast.
Baby, I found out I was albino African.
It's like, oh boy.
She was born on Monday, March 6th at 1:09 p.m.
Nice.
She was 7 pounds, 10 ounces, and a whopping 18 and a half inches long.
Let's
Nice.
go.
Good, healthy
And
baby.
she's gonna be way taller than me probably. I hope. I'm just hoping. It's
can
not
hope,
tall, but I'm hoping that she grows into it. And she's doing great. Her name is Finley Joe LaBar.
Oh man, that's awesome.
Yeah,
Great name.
She's adorable. She does not like getting her diaper changed. She does like booby milk, and she loves napping. So
Are you talking about you or
That's right.
baby?
Yeah, I was gonna say, this sounds like you.
I used a little bit in my cereal this morning.
Nice.
It's better than you think. So,
You wanna hear something weird?
Yeah.
No.
I've never so I was making we've been feeding Penelope oatmeal in the mornings. I made her oatmeal this morning, and we put Rachel's booby milk to make
Right.
it. And I was heating it up, and I tested it to see how hot it was, and I had oatmeal on my finger, and not even thinking about it, I was
You're
like,
sick.
Oh, no.
that was that was the first time I was like, oh,
Dude, we got to
Caleb's
the
like, it's not too bad.
yeah, it's actually pretty sweet.
we got to
Tastes
the
like
point.
cinnamon.
We got to the point where we were like, all right, the kids are on formula, and I was like, we had some leftover booby milk, and I was like, I mean, bodybuilders drink this. I was like, Gabby,
Protein shake.
I was like, I think I even asked you guys. I was like, should I drink this? I mean, we still have it.
Formula?
Actually. No, not the booby milk. When we put them
Formula.
when we put them on formula, we had some leftover booby milk.
Can we call
Oh,
it just
Jesus,
breast
this is
milk?
getting-
No, booby milk's much better.
Yeah, booby milk feels better.
That feels.
He started it, you continued it, and I just kept rolling with it.
That's right. It feels better.
Yeah, that's awesome though. But newsflash, they don't really ever start liking their diaper changes, so it's going to be that way for.
Okay, good. Well, I feel better. I was like, God. Well, actually, Rachel and Caleb came over to visit yesterday, and I was telling them how much she hated getting her diaper changed. And then I changed her diaper, and she didn't make not a freaking sound. she was in there like, this is perfect. Thank you. I really enjoy this.
It was
You're like, you're embarrassing me.
it was really funny.
She hates it.
Yeah, he kept on. He's like, she cries the whole entire time. He's like, just wait. And then like he walks back there and it's like really quiet. And Laura goes, seems like everything's fine back there, Dusty.
Yeah. So I can tell you that. So because of a thing Caleb did, that like changing Penelope on the bed.
Oh yeah.
I've avoided that and been super careful.
Yeah.
Well, the other morning, we have a changing table. That's it's not a square, it's a rectangle. So I was changing her on the long side, and she peed. So like as I was changing her, so I turned her to the short side, and I was like, oh, it's okay, I'll turn you to the short side. And not a minute after I turned her to the short side, she pooped directly at me. I mean, directly on me. I mean, it was like almost instantaneously. And it's like the middle of the night, and I just go, oh. And Laura comes out of the bathroom. She's like, what? And I was like, well, she pooped all over me.
That's it. That's the stuff right there.
But I did it on the changing table and not on the bed, thanks to Caleb. So Caleb saved us.
Nice.
Caleb saved us a lot of trouble. Yeah.
By the time you have a kid, Andrew, we'll get it figured out.
Yeah. Between the three of us, we got you. We got you covered.
Can I say the craziest thing I told Caleb and Rachel yesterday? And maybe I'm sure you can add into this, but the ease in which people just give you, like, they don't know your previous experience with babies.
No.
And they just leave you alone. And they're like, hey, man, figure it out. And you're like, but what do I do? And you're like, I don't know. You'll figure it out. And then they're like, you ready to go home? And you're like, yep. And they're like, here's 50,000 things. Try to remember them. And then, but get out of the hospital super fast.
Yeah.
Go. And I'm like, what if, like, I grew up with little brothers and sisters. So I've changed a diaper. I've done some things with babies. But if you never had one, I don't know what you'd do.
Yeah. Well, it's
You'd
also
be terrified.
They're also like, look, it's super simple. All you have to do is keep this thing alive. And you're like, oh, okay. And they're like,
Yeah.
but it's basically trying to kill itself all the time. And it's super sensitive to a lot of things. And I mean, it can die super easily. So like, but hey, good luck out there. It's like, it's only one thing I do.
I mean,
Everything you look up online, it's counterpoint. It's like, hey, if the baby's crying too much, this is. But it also, if it cries too little, and also watch out if it cries the right amount. And if it poops this many times, it's okay. But also this many times is okay, and then this many times is okay. And you're just like, so everything is fine, but also bad all at the same time.
Yeah.
And the internet's like, yes, exactly correct. Yes.
Let me tell y'all something. So the first one is definitely like scariest, weirdest thing ever in your life. And like people tell you that, but you're not ready until you do it. Like it's crazy. The second one, wait to how much confidence you have in there. You are such a butthole to everybody in that hospital. You're like the arrogance I had when we were in there with Camille. I was like, yeah, we get it. Like, you don't have to come in here that much. Like, I was like, hey, when can we get out of here? Like, dude, you are so cocky that second time. You're like, hey, bud, this isn't my first rodeo. Am I right? They're like,
you're like following the nurses around and helping them out.
Yeah. I mean,
You're like walking, you pass the room, you're like, first time, right?
Yeah, you're basically going to get coffee. You're like, first time being a dad? He's like, yeah. You're like, oh, man. I feel
he's like,
bad for you.
super scared and excited. He's like, nah, it's not that bad.
Yeah, you'll get through it. It's like, you look terrible. I know. You just get used to it, though.
I got to say that Laura is being a super champ.
Heck yeah.
I got to shout out to Laura. She's being a super duper champ with this all. She's actually taking care of the baby right now as we speak.
Nice.
I was like, hey, I got important things to do.
Yeah, I gotta go get in a call with my friends, and then I'll be back with you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll be back. As soon as she's sleeping, I'll come back and hang out. It'll be
So-
all good.
The listeners appreciate you being here.
So I know we've talked about this on the podcast before. I'm sure whenever I had Penelope and stuff like that. But to reiterate, we all talked about how easily a baby's damaged, that type of stuff. And then Dusty and I talked about it yesterday, but the nurses just come in there and they just pick the kid up by like the noggin and like shake it around a little bit. And they're just like throwing it around. Oh, no, they don't do that. But I mean, you're like how you think you would handle a newborn, like an infant, you'd be like, oh, like scared.
Yeah.
Like not scared, but like really worried. They just like, choop. All right,
yeah.
throw it over here, and they just like toss that thing around like it's
You're
nothing.
just thinking about it, like,
dealing with
maybe-
fine
maybe
china,
you-
and they're dealing with paper plates.
Yeah, that's a really good analogy.
Dude, they don't care.
I mean, think about it. Like, what's something you use in your everyday work? Paper clipboard?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Paper
same.
clipboard.
What?
Yeah, no, that's right. Like I literally, the first time when we had our thing, we had like our nurse come in, and I did this with like several different people that we encountered the first time. And I should have told y'all this. I didn't even think of this. This was like it made us feel better. I don't know if it actually does anything. I would always say, hey, I know that you have to deal with 100 of these, and this is probably your 100th one today. I was like, but this is our first baby. And this is super special to us. I was like, can you at least try to treat us with a little bit of like special and understand where we're coming from? I would say, and they're like, oh yeah. Cause they do, they come in, it's their date. Like that's probably
It's their average day.
It's the 30th baby they've touched that day. Like, you know, they're trying to just get in and get out. But I would say that it didn't matter. They still were rough as you're like, hey man, why, like by the toes? Hold on.
Can I, if anybody listens to this podcast that works at Huntsville Hospital with like the Women's and Children Division, there is a tech there named Jamie. She works only at night, and I've never seen somebody that actually did exactly what you said, baby. She treated our baby like it was her baby.
Yeah.
And she was not a nurse; she was just a tech. But like, she was the only person that could swaddle Finley without her getting out.
Oh my
only
God.
person, only one.
That's awesome.
And she like came in and gave her a bath, and it was like. She did it in the most graceful way I've ever seen in my entire life. And I was like, well, I'll never be able to do that. That's unbelievable. But like Finley was crying and she was doing her vitals and she picked her up and soothed her. Every other nurse is like just checking the vitals, letting her cry. Doesn't like, here you go, mom and dad. She's crying now because we woke her up because we're buttholes. But this lady was just like, I mean, she was the absolute best. Laura and I were like, you know, do you want to quit your job and come be our nanny?
Yeah. That's awesome.
She has like 6 or 7 kids.
Oh my gosh.
Dang.
And she works night shift.
What a soldier, man.
Trooper, yeah.
Just a soldier.
There's a lot of
unbelievable.
people in those hospitals, man, that they don't get enough credit. They do not get enough credit. It's unbelievable. They really makes a big difference.
Especially the administrators. I really think we need to shout out to the hospital administrators. They're doing the Lord's work.
The investors. Yeah. It's all
Yeah. The board of directors at Huntsville Hospital.
That's right. All right. So that rolls us right into one of our topics today. But the main one is the top 10 major life changes that happen.
Yeah.
I mean, I think we can all.
Is this like a question? Is this like only adult life or like just your whole life? Like
I think
like high school graduation that in there.
Yeah, but I think I think they take that into account. Like what, like let's just go ahead and the number. And this is no specific order. Like it's not like this one's the most important. It didn't have it listed that way, but
I'm going to view it as this is the most important.
Yeah,
No,
so
I'm just joking.
I would say this one really weighs a lot. This one changes the outcome of what happens with this first one. Should I start at the bottom and go up? No, we'll start
From
at
the
the
bottom
bottom.
over here.
Oh, that's what she said.
Anyway, this one really sets the tone for the rest of your life. Marriage. I mean, if you marry the wrong person, there are actually some more in here. The next one
That have to do with that.
that can roll right in. If you marry the wrong person, the second one is divorce. I mean,
boy.
that one and 2 could be affected by your decision in the first one. So you got.
What is it, like 50%?
I think it is now. That's crazy.
That's a lot.
That's pretty good.
That means
Before-
that means when Andrew
it's
gets
flip a
married, that means when Andrew gets married, 2 of us are getting divorced. And I hate paperwork, so it ain't gonna be me. So it's gonna be 2 of y'all.
But that's what
It'll still be me.
Like, dang it.
Andrew gets divorced twice.
It's like,
He makes up for that.
it's like, yeah.
He takes off.
Yeah, so marriage is first one, and divorce. And then number 3, welcome to the club, Dusty, having children.
Yeah.
Boom.
That's a pretty
One of
It's an
us.
exclusive club, being a dad.
It's like when you get married, you're like, oh man, like this girl or guy is super cool. And then you marry them and you're like, oh crap, like the way I used to do things and live my life is now different, like majorly different. It's then you have a kid and you're like, oh crap, like the life that I used to have is non-existent. I am a new person now. But so yeah, that's good. Top 3. Number 4, losing a loved one. That's a sucky one there.
But sorry, this is just things that change your life.
Correct.
Okay. So I feel like
Where-
that
where
one
did-
life changes.
major life changes.
Yep.
I feel like that one kind of is variable. Like,
Yeah. Well, I think it's like,
no,
when they
like
say
if your
like a
grandma
loved
dies.
one, they're like, you really love this person. Like
Yeah.
Your mom, dad,
yeah,
sister, brother. I mean,
like your spouse, something
Yeah.
that is
Spouse,
a little
child.
bit- something
Dude,
something
yeah.
a little
Oh my
like
God.
unexpected.
definitely one way is that. I mean, if you got to think about it too. Like it just changes. Like if your wife dies, like your life, it kind of goes back to like it's like divorce. Your life changes. Like,
Yeah.
Do you have kids? If your kid dies,
Yeah.
what-
Actually,
Yeah.
even if you're old and your spouse dies, like
It's a good thing we're talking about losing a kid just after Dusty had his child.
Yeah.
That's-
Lord.
and all
It's always good.
I was gonna say basically that's the only fear that Dusty has right now is losing his kid.
Yeah.
You're like,
Thanks,
oh my.
Mabry, thanks for driving that home. I appreciate it.
You might want to pour another shot of whiskey in that glass over there, but.
Yeah. I did already. It's fine.
So let's switch gears off of that and go to changing careers. That
Okay.
can be,
That's life changing.
yeah. That
I
can
mean, I
be-
can see that.
Yeah, even like getting a new job, like I think they're saying like changing careers, like you're like
it's like a complete shift
Yeah.
of like what you're doing.
that's like super. Like even when like I went from commercial construction to residential construction, and that was like whoa, it felt like big. Moved to a new city. It was
Dude,
like,
Mabry went from doing lots of work and being busy to virtually doing nothing. And hanging out all day.
That's exactly right.
Hey, good work, man.
Just hanging out, having a good time,
They're like
drinking beers at work.
that's right, just chilling.
Dude, he does all the time. It's crazy.
Mostly on the job sites, not the safe
I mean,
ones. Not
dude,
the safe
he's just
ones
joking.
that are.
He's never on the job site.
Good
Hey,
point there.
is this a good time to give a shout out to one of our sponsors?
Yeah.
Hang on 1 sec.
I was gonna say, I feel like he's got something
I'm
dialed
interested.
up.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on here.
Oldwood Custom Cabinets.
Oh, yeah.
Here. Oh yeah.
Let's go.
Nice shout out.
Oh,
good.
snap.
Look at that.
Look at those.
OCC.
Nice.
OCC.
Mason doing. Wow.
Doing the Lord's work.
Dude.
Oh, yeah. Very nice.
Bro, he hooked you up with soft clothes?
Yeah,
Man.
man. Look at this. Look at that crown up there.
That's pretty
Dude.
nice.
That is
That's some
amazing.
good looking wood.
That's some good looking
If
stuff.
you're not
man.
watching this on YouTube, Dusty's showing us
you
his,
got to go check it out.
our sponsor, Oldwood Custom Cabinets, hooked him up.
Everybody
in his laundry
except for-
room.
Everybody except for Gabby, go look at that right now. Because Gabby wants new cabinets. And
Hey, guess what? Laura wants all new cabinets now. So
Yeah,
that'll be good.
That's how it starts. Number 5 on the list is getting new cabinets. No, I'm joking.
Life
Oh,
changing.
that's crazy.
Life changing.
Life changing with Oldwood
2 in
custom.
1 week, Dusty. Wow.
With Oldwood custom cabinets, it is life changing.
Nice.
Nice,
Ooh.
man, nailed it.
It's almost like we.
No, I'm just kidding.
Oh man, I forgot about that. We haven't heard that in a minute.
Hey, Andrew,
Yeah.
have you apologized to the listeners for the debacle of last week?
Well, it's hard for me to apologize for the issues that Roadcaster caused the podcast.
So-
just to be
and all
clear,
the
it's
money
hard
we
for- it's
lost.
So
hard
I
for
have
you to
a-
apologize-
All the
Wait, it's hard
revenue
for
that
you
we
to
lost.
apologize for the production
Yeah.
as the executive producer.
True.
So
Okay.
I have a conspiracy theory on this.
Okay.
So last week we did state of the podcast and an IQ test,
I mean, one of my favorite
Drunk.
podcasts.
and it came up.
Yeah, one of my
Drunk,
favorite,
yes.
yeah. One of my favorite
And
podcasts we've done.
it came up that Andrew's state of the podcast brought out a lot of flaws than him maybe, and
Do you want
then
to hear the episode?
and then also the IQ test showed that maybe he's not the smartest one in the group here. So like,
right.
so Andrew's like,
Andrew.
all right, let's debacle the
I
sound.
solved that math problem.
I'm just joking, Andrew. Don't play the sound.
Do not play this.
Don't play the
Sound
audio.
like-
That sounds perfect.
Do you not hear that? That sounds good.
I mean, you can understand it. Let's throw it out there.
I mean, I'll put it out there. But I figured we could just redo the state of the podcast.
I mean, we will.
Yeah,
we will
we'll
for
redo it.
everyone
We'll
listening.
redo
We
it.
will redo.
Yeah, we'll redo it.
We will. Yeah.
We won't redo the IQ test because that was
If,
embarrassing for Andrew.
if one of our listeners can find an IQ test, take it. You don't have to share your score with us, but take it and see if you can actually find out your score. Because the ones that we were all looking through, you
Wouldn't
take it
tell
and you have to pay to see your score, and we don't want to do
I
that.
feel like the person that's going to do that is Adam, and I don't know
Yeah.
if we want to compare our scores to Adam's.
Yeah, don't share.
Adam's like, I broke
Hey,
the
can
test.
I tell you something? Adam knows his IQ score, and he wouldn't tell me which makes me think that it's very high.
Yeah.
Or
So, yeah.
It's not what
I
you
don't
think it is.
it's that.
It's not what you think it is.
I don't think it's that one.
I'm pretty sure Adam's a pretty smart guy.
Yeah.
Smart.
You know who else knows their IQ score? Wouldn't tell me.
Jeremy. Grady.
I feel like Grady's pretty smart too.
yeah, I'll be honest with you, that one's gonna be high for sure.
Because
Yeah.
then you start talking to them and you feel stupid because you know their IQ score.
I was talking to him about stuff that I knew more than him about, and I still felt stupid.
That's pretty impressive.
Yeah, and this is how you frame out a house. He's like, oh, is that right? He's like,
He's
"Wow,
like, oh,
I
so
think
That's
so.
That's a weird roof load, and I was like, how would you even know?
He's like, so you do 16 off centers on non-structural walls? Or like, all right, man, hold on.
was like-
What?
Aren't you an
He's
engineer?
like, I read up on this stuff on the weekends. It's important to know.
He's like, I walked by a job site one time. What?
One time.
Hey, do you guys know that Grady also likes whiskey?
He does.
You told us this recently. I like that.
Oh, sorry. Oh, so sorry. Man.
No,
There you
we
go.
just learned it.
Oh, keep going. Keep going through your list. Sorry.
Oh, let's go on the next list.
So changing careers and then moving to a new city or country. A new country would be
I will.
crazy.
I will say that
yeah.
that's a big thing. Like Rachel and I moving from Myrtle Beach to here
I was gonna say
was a
y'all
massive
moved
change
from
for us.
Pennsylvania or where did
We
y'all
moved
move
from Pennsylvania to Myrtle Beach,
Beach, and
which
then-
wasn't that crazy. But moving from
Really?
Myrtle Beach to here
was crazy.
was
Moving to God's
was a
land.
good change because it was just like I don't know, like a stalemate in the air. Like we had issues getting pregnant, and then the doctors there wouldn't help at all with anything. So then we moved here, and the very first doctor's visit Rachel had was like, she's like, hey, let's figure out what's going on.
Wow.
It's like, oh, well, that's a pleasant surprise. Like,
Dude, it's like our story, like, and you're in this story now too, Andrew. Like how we're all here doing this podcast right now.
Welcome to the novel.
It's just kind of crazy. We should just do an episode where we all just like kind of break that down and just talk about.
Ooh,
how-
actually, let's do that.
y'all are
the
like-
origin story.
yeah,
Y'all are lucky
let's do
COVID
that.
happened. I wouldn't be here.
yeah, true. That's right. It's kind of crazy how it all just fell. Like, I mean,
Like it was
if we-
meant to be.
When we were in Myrtle Beach, if we'd all been sitting
Thanks, all
around and be
those
like,
people.
hey, we're going to get this guy who's going to be our executive producer. He's going to be pretty cool. And we're all going to hang out in Huntsville where we all live. We'd be like, yeah, right. Even I would have been like, yeah, we're not moving to Huntsville. Like,
Huntsville. Ain't that where them smart people live?
yeah. Love it, though. Love it. All right. Starting a business. That is
yeah.
a lot of.
That's a good one.
I feel like COVID shut down a lot of business, but also made people like start a lot of new businesses, like
Or
that,
alter the way they do business too.
Yeah. So, and that to me, golly, that feels stressful. Like starting a business. I've been trying to get Gabby to start like a event planner or like party planner or whatever, like a consulting or business like that.
She'd
for
be good at
years.
that.
I tell her she would be. Trying to just
Dude,
do something like that.
I told Laura that Gabby, after our baby shower, that
right.
Gabby should definitely do that.
Yeah.
And I would do her the business side of it if she, but she already has a major in that. It would be, I know
Right.
it's like hard to do like
That's
the
what I
business
told her,
side and
yeah.
also the application side, but she could really do it. She's good at it because she cares.
Yeah.
It's not
she
just,
really-
Yeah, she
cares.
wants the people to enjoy themselves. She doesn't care if they
she's like
Correct.
super empathetic towards people. And that is
Yes,
like a
correct.
really good quality to have when you're trying to project the person's personality into a party.
And
Yeah.
Or event.
the only hang up that she'll have is like she cares, which is good.
Yeah.
But then also like there's people out there that you will do everything right,
Oh yeah.
and then still something is going to something will something will be wrong,
Yep.
and they're going to complain about it. And then Gabby, who cares,
Yep.
is going to take that to heart. And I think that's tough. Like I understand it, but like sometimes
Happens all
you
the
can't make
time.
people happy.
But that's why she's got Mabry. She's just got a no BS.
Maybe he's
policy.
just standing behind her,
So
like with
she's
his
got
arms
commercials.
crossed.
She's got commercials at the end. At the end, it shows Mabry, and it's
Yeah.
like in fast, like if you have a problem, blah blah blah.
Please contact the offices of Mabry Cooks.
Oh, Mabry's her complaint department.
he's just holding the trash can and like has his arms crossed.
Who has a 20-foot balloon for a 3-year-old? Sir, I just called to say thank you for throwing the party. Oh,
It's just
sorry.
it's just a segment where Mabry says, "Let me tell you something."
Let me tell you something real quick.
I'll say that Laura is a hard nut to crack in terms of like what she wants, like sometimes because she's a little different than most people. And like what she did for our baby shower was when we got home, Laura was like, that was exactly what I wanted.
That's
so
awesome.
like for Laura to say that is pretty cool. And that's where you can tell that Gabby's not doing it for her. She's doing it for whoever she's planning it for. Which
Yeah.
is,
Yeah.
Which is good. Yeah, Gabby's very good at that.
All right, that's the cue, Gabby. Let's do it. All right, next one is
So plenty of help.
When Gabby starts her business and it takes off rolling, I'm going to do the next one, retirement.
Nice,
Boom,
dude.
we're just this is flowing. We just got this going. Yeah, retirement. I talked to. So I don't know if our listeners know, we haven't shared it a lot. So my dad just got diagnosed with throat cancer. He's kicking it. It's he's doing his treatment. It's going great so far. But my dad has always been like, I'm going to work till I'm 70 and stuff like that. For the first time in his life, he's like, I'm going to retire soon. And I was like, oh boy, because when my parents retire, they're moving up here.
Oh yeah,
babysitters. Let's go.
Oh, are they really? Okay.
For sure.
Let's go.
Yeah, dude. My parents are like, they're sick. Like, they were up here this weekend and they were hanging out with Odin and Camille, and they're like, we're sick of it. Like, we're retiring. We're moving up here. I'm like, let's go. So,
Dude, that would be awesome to have your parents up here all the time.
yeah. No, yeah. Tell me. I can't wait for it. So, but no.
Well, I'm saying because I'm going to drop Finley off anytime.
They're gonna be like, they're gonna bring them. Like, let's go. They're gonna be like, bring PJ, Finley. Like, let's get these babies in this house. Y'all go out. We got them. Dude, my parents are about that life for sure.
I don't know if I would trust very many people, but your parents, I would be like, if I dropped off 5 kids with them, your mom is like a super, like she's a trooper.
Yeah,
she'd be like, I got this.
My parents are great. Like, big shout out to them. Like, anytime, and everybody's parents and their relationship is different, but me and my parents are, and probably to some fault of mine, I'm a little aggressive. I'm not passive aggressive in any man, especially when it comes to my parents. But when it first starts out, like, they haven't been parents in 30 years. Yeah. So you're like for newborn babies. So I was very.
Mabry's like, they stopped being parents when I was.
Well, they got me to where I could walk. They were like, peace. They're like, you're on your own.
I feel like I know what you're saying here. Like they haven't handled a newborn since you were a newborn.
Right.
So like.
And you have expectations of how you want people to handle your baby, whether they're right, wrong, or indifferent. Yeah. And people, when they handle your baby, need to understand your opinion doesn't matter. Kayla's opinion of how you handle Penelope is what matters. So my parents were super respectful of that, because it was, Gabby had a hard time at first being like, ooh, I don't really like that your parents did that. And I'm like, well, let's tell them. Like, hey, don't do that. We want you to do this. And my parents were like, hey, you got it. And they really took that, and we've been doing that from now on, and they're super great. They don't push back. They're like, oh, okay, we'll do it that way. Yeah. And they roll with it. So they're great. Like, you just tell them how you want to do stuff. They don't get their feelings hurt, and they just want to be good grandparents, and super shout outs.
That's right. Three out of 4 of Penelope's grandparents are like that.
Yeah.
I could do without Rachel's dad, but besides that,
let's get it, boy. But
I mean, I'm just being honest.
When we were at that competition, Mabry, when your parents were there, how much Camille loves your mom is so funny.
Dude, it's ridiculous.
It's so funny.
They are buddies. Like, oh my God, yeah. So, no, retirement, that's interesting.
I mean, it's right around the corner for me.
I used to always be like, when I retire, I'm going to live at the beach. And now I'm like, when I retire, I'm just going to be like wherever I can get to Odin and Camille faster. Like, I'm going to definitely have a beach house, but probably just get me this like country music star fifth wheel or something where I can just be traveling to go see the kids and stuff like that, Right, yeah. Have a beach house where we can go park at the kids. Like, all right, Dad, Mom, like, we've seen y'all enough. Like, all right, we'll go park at the beach, but get in our little fifth wheel or something, go check them out, man. A little RV.
Retirement would be fun. Yeah. I think my dad's the only one that is still working out of like, my mom retired, and Rachel's mom didn't really have a job. Like, she was a stay-at-home mom. Yeah. And then her dad finally retired.
That's awesome.
So my dad's the only one that still works out of like Penelope's grandparents. Yeah. So they come down. I mean, Rachel's mom can come down whenever she wants, but sometimes she brings him, so it becomes a little too much.
Oh man, retirement is not the best for everybody.
Oh my God.
I like sometimes, but
I'm thinking about retiring, and here's why.
Yeah.
So the first really hard night we had with Finley here at the house, and it wasn't even that bad. I just didn't get a lot of sleep, which is a newborn thing.
Yeah.
I only got 7 hours.
The guest bathroom, and I looked at my face, and I had the most amount of white beard hairs that I've noticed. And I went back into the bedroom, and I was like, Laura, look how many white beard hairs I have. And she was like, oh my God.
Oh my God.
One night.
One night.
Stressed you out to the point.
What in the world is happening over there?
I need to retire. That's
Yeah,
it.
I mean,
I'm done.
you're
Sorry, hey
basically.
Mabry.
I was gonna say 2 weeks. Oh boy.
What's the severance package with the Builders Group? Is it like
What
20 years?
what are we talking about here? What's this look like?
Yeah.
That's what. It's funny you say that because so Rachel's mom and the foster child that they have came down, and the foster girl was sitting at dinner the one night. The foster girl looks at me, and she just looks over at Rachel's mom, Lisa, and goes, "Lisa, Caleb has a lot of gray hairs."
Why
Like, well,
you
thanks.
can hear this?
Yeah, I'm sitting I'm sitting across from her at the dinner table. I'm sitting.
Kids are brutal.
I'm saying like, well, thanks. This is great. This is fantastic.
Dude, I can't wait for my beard to go white. I think it's gonna be sick.
Well,
Your-
you'll find
your
out what
dad
you're gonna
still
look
has a
like,
lot of
'cause
color.
Mine's doing it right now.
He does. Dang.
Well, y'all seen my dad's hair?
Yeah.
Yeah,
true.
it's white.
My dad had that. He's had that since he was like in his late 30s,
Oh.
Okay.
maybe like early 40s.
Dang.
old is your
Caleb
dad?
just crushed my dreams. But his beard is
but
like,
don't you
my
get
dad's
your-
always had like white in his beard since I've known him.
Oh, okay.
So
Maybe.
I think it'll start going
Mabry,
white.
you
here
saw
soon.
my dad, right?
Yeah.
You remember how white he was?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. That's what's going to happen.
That's
His skin color. But did you also see his
No,
beard?
I thought you were talking about this.
It's like, oh yeah, I saw.
Well, I didn't know if he was tied to the African American part of it.
That's why, dude. I mean, Laura was like, "It's so weird that she's so dark," and I was like, "I guess it's just one of the things. It's just it can happen. It can happen." Yeah.
Oh,
I mean, she is.
check behind the
super-
ears.
I'm just joking. She's not really. She's not dark.
Cheer, check behind the ears. Have y'all seen that new?
No.
Well, Chris Rock talks about it in his new special, but that for sure is a thing. I've heard that they try to check the color darkness behind their ears, like when they're babies. You can like look behind their ears. It's like African American people do that.
Oh, really?
It's
They
definitely.
check behind their ears.
Yes, Chris Rock makes a joke on it in his new special. But growing
Yeah.
up, like people definitely talked about that. I don't know if it's a real if it actually works, but people do it. Is what I'm saying. It's definitely a thing.
Mabry, did
one
you
of the
listen to his whole special?
Yeah,
I fell asleep during. I didn't hear the Will Smith part. Was it good?
it's pretty good. He goes at him.
Is it funny?
It's like it's only funny because you're like get him, like go get him, Chris.
Oh
you know,
yeah. He's being mean.
Yeah. At the end, it kind of like tapers off. He's not even like really doing comedy anymore. He's just out there just talking, and you're like, and he gets like, yeah, he's just talking trash. But I was like, he's a stand-up comedian.
Yeah.
You slapped him.
That's
Like,
what you
this is
do.
his platform. He's gonna come get you now.
Yeah.
And he didn't, in my opinion, he didn't say anything crazy.
Did he
wasn't
say
like,
anything about his wife again? Because that would have been good. Double down.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
But, yeah, he definitely says stuff about him. I mean, he says stuff that they're not gonna like, but he didn't say anything like you're gonna be like that was inappropriate or uncalled for. He's
You suppose he asked the ticket tellers before he went up on stage? He's like, hey, is Will Smith in the crowd? Yeah. I might cut a few jokes out.
yeah, he's like I might have to taper this off.
Hey, y'all know Burt Kreischer has a new comedy or a stand-up special on Netflix on Tuesday, I think.
What?
Is it Tuesday?
Yeah, I'll go check that out.
Oh, you want to hear it?
Watching that.
Since we're talking about this is funny. So Nate Bargatze, the Nate Bargatze rule we always put in effect about being clean.
We have it today.
He's yeah, it's true. Okay, here it is.
Shit. Shit.
Well, Chug. Yeah. But clean comedian had put out. We already talked about Hello World out on Amazon Prime.
Yep.
It is listed as a PG-13 like rating.
I heard that.
As a clean comedian, and then they like asked why. They tried to figure out why, and they found out it's because he says murder, like just like saying like something in his like thing says murder, and he says dumb.
What?
So murder and dumb made it a PG-13 rating on Amazon Prime.
That's dumb. He should murder them. Boom, nailed it. Got them both.
I mean, we're already listed as explicit, so it doesn't really matter.
Oh yeah, we're definitely we've crossed that PG-13 barrier.
But I just thought that was
kind of crazy.
Were
though.
people assuming it would be G-rated?
at least PG?
well. Everyone,
right?
yeah, everyone thought it would be PG rated. He doesn't talk about
Yeah, he's
anything
clean.
inappropriate. Yeah, he's clean. He's not inappropriate at all.
13.
I guess, yeah.
I mean, dumb and murder. Whoa.
I mean, if you, yeah.
I guess.
That's fair.
Yeah.
And he said I listened to his podcast. So he was talking about on the podcast. He's like the dumb part. I was talking about myself.
Yeah.
He wasn't upset about it. He's like it's whatever.
That is true. He does always reference he's dumb.
Yeah, he talks about how dumb he is all the time. But
All right. The next one is health issues. So that could be
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
like a
my-
traumatic event or even
like my dad just got cancer.
having cancer.
And, you know, that's not like
It kind of puts
it
things in
changes-
perspective for
yeah,
you.
especially for his life for the next couple of weeks is going to be crazy. doing chemo and treatments and stuff. I mean, I was like, how? Because my dad is like, he's always been a workaholic, loves to work. Like he's just a worker. And I was like, how you doing with work? He's like, I'm still working. I was like, of course you are. I was like, but he's like, I just had to figure out different ways to do it. But definitely stuff like that obviously changes. I think all these are basically something happens and you have to just adapt and change the way you do things.
Yeah. Your life might change forever depending on how severity the thing is.
This is the last one, which I thought was very interesting because I don't hear of a whole lot of people doing this, but going back to school. Shout out to Gabby's mom. She's actually doing that.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. I don't hear, which is really cool.
Going back.
Is that like specifically for the purpose of like
Just
gaining
anything-
a different degree that would change your career?
Yeah, it just says pursuing a higher education or going back to school can be transformative, opens up new career opportunities, or you could just go back and expand one's knowledge and skill set.
Yeah, I can see that being
Maybe
really
I'll go back to
life-changing.
school.
Dude, if I was just like, if I won the lottery or something, I would just love to go back and like learn how to weld.
But yeah, that's what
Super cool.
I
know
have,
that's random and
I know-
weird, but dude, I'd want to go do it.
I said the same thing. I
To be honest,
told
there's a tech school down the road.
I know. I would go do it.
$600 a semester.
I told
I'd love to go
I told
do it.
Rachel that like if we won the lottery, the only thing I would change is like I wouldn't have a job and I would just learn trades, like just for
Yeah.
fun, like learn how to fix a car, learn how to weld,
Yes.
learn how to like construct, like what, like
Oh yeah, I'd
all
be
the,
doing
all the
stuff.
different stuff. Like
Yeah, I'd be just doing stuff. That'd be so much fun. Like that's always one thing I was like, man, if I had to go back and you have to do something different. You can't choose because I would obviously choose my life now. It's perfect and amazing. So, but if I had to go back and do something different, I would probably go military route and then try to learn how to weld. And then when I come out of the military, go just be a welder. Just something simple.
deep
but
sea
just-
welder,
Dude.
most dangerous job.
Most
in,
dangerous job, but it would be. I also love the water too, though. So I mean, that checks a lot of boxes, except for the part where you die easily. I don't like that.
but you make a lot of money doing it.
You make a lot of money. So
So you
but I
just
mean,
have to go out like 2 or 3 times to be ready to go. You know.
dude. I talked to when I used to work commercial. We had this guy, and we brought him in. We had this super crazy weld that we had to do, and it was like when we had to talk to the engineer about it, and I can't remember what it's called now, but like we had to like go find someone who could like not just your average welder could do this weld. We brought this guy in. He's like top tier, and I was like, he's set up, and I was like, oh, this is really cool. I was just talking to him, dude. He said he worked like it was like 5 months out of the year. But he's like, it's not all continual. He's like, I just kind of pick up jobs here and there, and he's like, but in all total, he's like, I work like 4 or 5 months a year, and I just kind of do what I want to the rest of the time. He's like, I make a lot of money, and I was like. And here I am, like thinking I'm like Mr. Cool, like superintendent guy out here, like, come here, Mr. Welder. And he's like, dude, I make way more money than you. He's like, I work half as much as you do, and I make way more. And I was like, I chose poorly.
When I worked at a gym in Pennsylvania, there was a guy who I became friends with. He was 35 years old. He was a foreman on a gas line in Pennsylvania, which Caleb probably knows. Natural gas in Pennsylvania like boomed in like the early 2000s, and he was retired at 35.
Jeez.
It's a lot of money.
So he actually said that they were trying at one point. They were trying to get him to come back, and he was like, "I'm good. I don't need to go back to work." Like he was a millionaire. And then he came into the gym the one day at a weird time, and I was like, "What are you doing here at this time?" He was like, "Well, they made me an offer I couldn't refuse." He's like, I'll work for 6 more months, and I'll never have to work again the rest of my life."
Jeez.
And so he was like, whatever that job is,
Yeah.
he dominated it.
Because that is such a, like some of the welds these guys have to make. I mean, dude, it's very important.
Yeah.
Like the one weld we had, I was like, so like all the load of the outside of this hospital is going to depend on this weld? Like, pretty much. Like, all right, let's get this guy in here. And dude, took him probably an hour and a half. And I was like, man, just got paid a buttload.
This guy just showed up in an old Dodge Ram 2500. He's got a notebook piece of paper that says certified.
Yeah.
I'll do it.
Oh, boy.
So you have the equipment here? I was like, I thought you brought your own equipment.
You look at your project manager, it's like, when we bid this out, did you pick the cheapest person? Of course. It's like, oh, boy. No,
Is he lighting his torch with a match?
Get back in the car.
He's got 2 stones. He's like,
Yeah. He's like, get back in your truck. Nope. That can't be right. Yeah, no, it's like, that's super cool when you have people that have spent all this time and developed this craft that they can get paid so much money. And people are like, you're not paying me for all this money for that 1 hour of work I did. You're paying me for all what it takes to do that 1 hour of work. I love that, dude. That's cool to me. So, but that's it on the major life-changing stuff. So welcome to the club, Dusty, on the having children one.
Thanks, friends.
Yes.
Good job.
Me and Laura also, I'm not trying to stroke anybody's ego, but we're super excited to have good friends as we're raising the little one, because we, not Andrew, but you guys, Laura was, when I was talking earlier about that, just sending you home from the hospital, Laura was in the truck on the way home, and she was like, I was like, what's wrong? And she's like, I'm just a little nervous. It's our first time having a baby. I'm a little nervous going home. Like, no, there's no help. And I was like, well, the good thing is that Rachel, who has plenty of experience, lives less than 9 minutes away. Yep. And if we called her anytime, she would come over and help us. So we'll be all right.
Yeah, and PJ's fine.
Yeah. Well, Caleb leaves her alone all the time. I don't know if
unattended.
This, but anytime, unattended. Yeah. Caleb will sometimes leave her in the car, running,
I think
windows up.
I think we can all agree when we say that the dads know best.
Absolutely.
They're the most important part. I've really it was a hard 9 months for me, man.
I know it was. I mean, God bless you. So.
I mean, thank you. I mean, Laura's acting like she did a lot of work or something, or, whatever. I mean, but I'm tired too. I have to.
No wonder there's all these men trying to be women. They're trying to get out of the work.
That's right.
Yeah.
Oh, boy, Andrew.
Before we get off that topic, though, there is on Facebook, I believe, Dusty, you might know this better than I do, but there is a meal train set up for the LaBars. So if you're a listener,
I know nothing about it.
Okay, so I think it's on Facebook. I could be wrong. So go, if you don't know, reach out to Gabby or Rachel. They know.
Yeah.
Don't reach out to me and Caleb.
Don't do that.
Yeah, don't do that. We don't know. But there is a meal train. You go on there, you sign up, bring the LaBar some food so they don't have to cook.
Yeah, and before you go and bombard Dusty and Laura with a bunch of messages, if you have their number, then think twice.
Don't do that.
Don't do that. Instead, ask Gabby and Rachel.
Yes, good point.
Then if you're like, hey, how do we get the food to the LaBars? Just bring it to the gym, put it in the fridge. I'll take it home, eat it, and then bring it back.
Nice.
I'll take it.
Go buy them McDonald's.
Go buy the McDonald's.
Eat your food. Buy them McDonald's.
Just make sure whatever you make, it has a lot of vegetables in it.
Yes.
Sprinkled throughout.
Definitely.
Why are you the way you are?
Gabby did look at me. Gabby looked at me when they were talking about this, and she's like, so when Dusty doesn't eat any vegetables, like any? And
broccoli
I was like, I don't think I've ever seen Dusty LaBar eat any kind of vegetable ever.
If Laura fries broccoli slaw with salt and garlic,
that sounds good.
It is. I mean, it's pretty good.
That sounds good.
It's pretty good.
We took them over tacos for lunch yesterday.
Nice.
Just to like give them a little break and stuff. And and we're sitting there making up, like, Laura's like cutting up vegetables, like not cutting up, but like ripping up the peppers and stuff and putting lettuce, all this stuff in it. And Rachel's doing the same thing. And Dusty's over there with a plate of chips, meat, and cheese, and hot sauce.
This is America.
I just took a moment and like looked around, and like Laura's like plate has all this like massive like vegetables. Rachel has some vegetables. I have some vegetables. And Dusty's plate's just like
meat and cheese, baby.
Like no color. Meat, cheese, and chips, baby. Let's go.
I'm sorry, Caleb. Do chips and cheese and meat not have color?
I
think they do. You sound so stupid, right?
All right, you got me there.
I will say, if we take anything away from this whole conversation, Caleb made the best point. Do not text us. Just reach out to Rachel and Gabby. They're like, thanks, guys.
Yeah, Rachel and Gabby are listening. Like, I hate our husbands.
Yeah, not us. No, you can't reach out to us three, Andrew included.
Sure.
So
yeah, actually, honestly, if you reach out to Andrew,
Dusty had a baby.
I'll just forward you straight to Mabry.
Yeah. It's his forwarding call.
I'm not going to say any name, but someone came up to me at the gym and they saw you guys announced that Finley was born, and on like Facebook or Instagram and stuff. And they came up to me and they're like, did you see? I was like, did I see what? They're like, did you see that the LaBars had their baby? I was like, yeah, just saw. I was like, wow, that's crazy.
My favorite part was like walking to the gym.
Of people that knew, it was my mom, Laura's parents, and then you guys. That was like immediate like text message. You guys knew 30 seconds later than my parents knew.
Nice.
And Laura's parents.
Nice.
I feel so important right now.
Yeah, you are.
And people were like asking, like, when are they having their baby? I'm like, I don't know.
I don't think so. I don't
Dude.
think so.
I didn't know. Like, I was like, I thought everybody was having their baby this week. I played
Maybe
dumb.
it's like Laura's pregnant.
Yeah,
That's right. That's right. I was about to-
people like, I just get people to stop talking to me immediately. Who's Laura and Dusty? They're like, all right, come on.
All right, I know you know who they are.
Just look at them and just blank stare and walk away. Don't even say anything. Like, all right, what?
Although I don't know if he listens, but I'm going to give a shout out, as much as it pains me, to Todd Slyman
Oh boy.
because he pointed us in the direction of an OBGYN for us at the end of the pregnancy that we wanted, and it worked out really good for us. And he's been checking in with me, not with Laura,
Smart
so he
man.
makes sure that she doesn't get mad at him.
Yeah. Smart.
And, but he's been like the
Awesome.
the hero of the birth of our baby. So
Oh boy.
shout out to Todd Slyman.
I hate the fact you said hero,
Yeah, I
but
know.
yeah.
God,
I mean,
big
congrats.
title.
Well, let me tell you,
Yeah, that-
you guys know the story.
Yeah,
but,
yeah.
I mean, it was not looking good, and
Yeah.
Todd made it a better situation.
Yeah, that
because
is
he
true.
has-
I guess we got
He
to give
has
him
some
credit.
drinking buddies that are pretty,
Pretty skilled.
high esteem. Yeah,
He's got that
so-
amazing drinking closet in his house.
Is a
Well,
It's like a
Todd,
whole
Todd was like,
friggin-
Todd's like, I know the head of OBGYN at this place, and yeah, we're drinking buddies. And I was like, my God, why? He's like, if he needs help with like a building or something, he calls me. I was
Nice.
like, all right.
he's
so
building
weird
buildings all the
logic.
time.
He's like, I really can't fit any clients in. He's like, if you want a building,
Todd's like, I could be a 12 by 12 drinking room, just like mine in
Yeah.
your house.
he's like,
It's amazing.
I'll buy the loan out, and then oops, looks like all your debt is due now.
That's great.
Did you guys see? I know we talked about it before the podcast started, but John Jones obviously won
Yeah.
aggressively last
dude.
weekend.
Whoa.
He took one kick to the manly section.
The testicles.
Exactly. And then
And then-
he was like, all right, enough of this.
How long was the fight? I don't even remember now.
Dude, it
Was it
wasn't. It
more than
wasn't
2
too.
minutes?
I don't think.
Was it like a minute 40 or something?
I was gonna say I don't think
I
it
think
got
it
out
was
of 2
under 2
minutes. Yeah, it was crazy.
But did you see that they've already scheduled his next fight?
Is it Stipe?
It's July 8th.
Stipe.
Is it
Stipe
Stipe?
Miocic. Yep.
Dude.
Yeah. Stipe's
Dude,
that should be a good. That would be a better fight than Gon. I feel like. I don't. Cyril Gon isn't as good as like
I
people
feel like
think. he is.
Stipe just always gets like under. Like
So
everyone's
here's
like,
the thing.
right? Does he not always get the like? Oh, he's definitely gonna
Well,
lose.
so
And then he just comes
Stipe
in.
and Dusty will correct me if I'm wrong, but Cyril Gon only has only has striking, and he doesn't really have any kind of ground game at all. Stipe can actually
Stipe-
defend himself on the ground a
Stipe
little
can
bit.
wrestle a little bit.
Okay,
However, he can wrestle more than Cyril Gahn. However,
John Jones is very
John
good.
Jones took down Daniel Cormier.
Yeah.
Daniel Cormier won the Olympic gold medal
Yeah.
in wrestling.
Yeah.
So,
Wow.
I mean,
So it might be a
like, what do you
problem.
do?
Honestly, that's why they were like hate each other so much because like Daniel Cormier gave him the best like threat on the ground, probably right. I mean,
Yeah, dude, of course. Well, because nobody could touch John Jones in his wrestling, and then Daniel Cormier gave him a problem.
right.
But when John Jones took him down, everybody was like, "Oh, this guy is the best. Like he can do it all. Like he can
Yeah.
literally." The only thing we were texting about the other day, and Caleb says, "I think I'd rather fight. John Jones than Francis." Which is yes, Francis can put you to sleep with absolutely one punch and you will be knocked out. However,
Dead.
you're knocked out. You're out. When John Jones takes you down and elbows you in the face, you're awake. It doesn't feel good. And he's done that a lot. In fact, if you go back and look at his only loss, it was early in his career, and it was actually a deaf guy. That was like the first deaf UFC fighter. But the deaf guy was an Olympic caliber wrestler, and he elbowed him to oblivion. But two of the elbows he threw were technically illegal elbows, and they disqualified him. But he dominated him from the start to the finish.
Dang.
He didn't even throw a punch.
So
That's the only loss
I guess
John Jones has.
I guess I knew that, but his only loss was a technicality.
Yeah, wow.
And
So can
someone.
you think?
Go
Go
ahead.
ahead, Caleb. Go ahead.
No, I was kind of going off topic a little bit. So yeah, finish your thought.
So if you think about it, like he got disqualified for a 12-6 elbow, meaning if you could see me, like he went like this.
Right.
But any other orientation other than straight up and down is okay, which makes no sense.
Right.
So
yeah.
I can hit him at this angle and this angle, but I can't hit him at this angle.
It's a terminal
which is
velocity.
no more devastation than any other angle.
Yeah, that's weird.
And that's why he lost.
Well, so I was just gonna. It's really funny to me that like John Jones is probably the baddest man in the UFC. Like, I mean, everyone knows that. Like, no one can beat him. And they interviewed his brother Chris Jones, who plays in the NFL.
Oh yeah.
And they're like talking about like John Jones. He's very successful. Like, he hasn't lost a fight. Like not actually lost, and all this different stuff. And he's like, are you like, do you and your brother like wrestle around, or growing up, did you ever get in fights and stuff like that? It's like he like cursed, but he's like I beat the crap out of my brother all the time. John isn't anything. He's like making fun of him while like in this interview, and I'm so like, geez, like apparently Chris Jones is a better guy than John Jones is.
Yeah. Big brother, dude.
It's just
Big
older
brother.
brother vibes. Yeah.
Put your hand out, hold him by the forehead.
I was just gonna say John Jones is a big dude, but Chris Jones is a really big dude. And if he can fight a little bit, he probably would.
Probably be a problem.
I wonder if John Jones like the only person that can beat me up is my older brothers. Like, oh man, like that dude, that's a mental block. You can beat your brothers, and he's like, no, I can't. It's like, oh,
They should make a reel with them giving him a wedgie.
dude,
that would be
so
funny.
great. That would be so great. Like,
Yeah,
big
I
brother.
watched that fight. So me and Mabry split that fight and watched it.
Dude, the card
And,
before it was good.
And was that?
The card before it was really
Yes,
good.
yes,
Thank
it
goodness,
was.
because
It was
that
very
fight was
good.
so short. Gabby even stayed up and watched it with me, and she's like, "That's it." I was like, "I know," but I was like,
Well, Laura said to me, she was like, "Is it a good fight?" And I said, "Well, here's the thing. Laura likes to hear my synopsis of what I think fights are going to be." But I was like, Cyril Gane is a problem for most people. And John Jones hasn't fought in 3 years.
"Yeah,
So it'd be like if you hadn't done anything in 3 years, you'd be a little rusty.
oh
so you're
heck
like,
yeah,
well, he's very dominant, but Cyril Gane, like Tuivasa, had him rocked, and he still won.
yeah."
And he's a bad man. And I was like, so we're not sure if he's at the end of his light heavyweight career. He said the fights were closer because he was bored and he wasn't training. He was like, I was beating everybody so easily, I just stopped training.
Jeez.
And you're like, but you're like, as a fan, you're like, are you lying because they're closer? Or are you actually telling me the truth and being like, I wasn't dedicated and now you are, so let's see it. But when he took him down, you were like, oh, he was serious. He didn't care, and now he cares. And all of a sudden, because
Because it's a different weight division.
Yeah,
well, I think the thing is a lot of people are talking about he like lost the pound for pound heavyweight in the world, or pound for pound best fighter in the world, to Volkanovski.
Okay.
And so I think he
Who just
got
lost it
motivated to be like,
from-
dude, I'm still the baddest dude on earth. Like, I took some years off, but it was easy. Like,
Yeah.
I'll do whatever you need me to do. And now,
and Volkanovski just lost that Makachev, right?
they kept him the pound for pound best fighter still.
How does that work?
Well, I think a lot of people had Volkanovski winning. I was one of them. And
I got you.
they don't think that he lost any stock because Islam walks around at 185, 190 pounds
Oh,
and cuts to 155. And Volkanovski is much smaller. If you watch the fight, he's much
he
smaller.
is. No, for sure. You
And
can see it.
and he gave him all he could handle.
Yeah,
And,
it's a great fight.
And that he did. So everybody was pretty surprised, but I'm not. I think although now John Jones is the best pound for pound fighter, in
Right.
my opinion.
Yeah.
But
Except for he looks like skinny fat in
Dude.
this last
but-
fight.
He looks
okay,
terrible.
So he was fat. All right, he was definitely fat, but I think he did that on purpose.
Yeah,
so
you-
I think he was like, I'm going to wrestle Cyril Gane,
Yeah,
and I want to be a little bit heavier. And I
Yeah.
think when he fights Stipe, because he's going to strike him more,
He'll slim out.
I think he'll slim out and have a little bit more cardio and a little bit more less weight on him. Is what I think.
That makes sense.
So refresh me real quick for Stipe. He walked away, right? Like was he the champ and walked away?
No.
He beat him and Daniel Cormier had a trilogy in the heavyweight division, and he won the first one. Wait,
He
I have
won.
to go back and look now. Now I'm not 100% sure. They definitely fought at least twice. I can't remember if they fought 3 times now, but he gave him all he could handle. Stipe actually beat Francis the first time they fought.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's considered the best heavyweight of all time at this point.
Yeah. What happened with him and Francis the second time? He beat
Francis knocked him out.
Francis knocked him out.
Francis knocked him out cold.
Yeah.
Stoned him. So Stipe had him. This is my favorite fight because Stipe hit him and actually rocked Francis.
I remember that.
And like you could see in his face, he was like, "I got him. He's hurt."
Yeah.
And he rushed in, and Francis hit him and stoned him.
Yeah.
Which is like, if there was a game plan for Francis Ngannou, like number one would be don't run at him.
Yeah.
Don't run at him because he will punch you. And he ran at him.
Dang.
And he got put to sleep. So it'll be an interesting fight.
Yeah, I was gonna say that. I just feel like, I guess I just remembered him beating Francis the first time, but I was like, I feel like that Stipe always goes in as being like, he's not gonna win, and then it's like, dude, he wins. Like
somehow.
Man
That's
wins,
exactly right.
right? I was like, so
he's one of the few guys, the only champion for sure that still had a full-time job outside of the UFC.
He was a firefighter.
Oh, he's a firefighter.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, dude, what a cool person.
So he like
cool
trains
guy.
on his off
From
days,
Ohio.
obviously, and then
Could you imagine? Like Stevie coming in your house to rescue you from a fire. He's just in there punching it.
yeah.
Like, use water. Water.
He's a terrible firefighter. He's like, I fight anything.
He always-
fire. They're like, all right, hold on, wait.
He always has the eye of the tiger playing while he's rescuing people.
He's on the ground like a rear naked choke. They're like, what are you doing? He's like, I'm choking the fire.
Yeah.
Don't take it.
He's like, you think I'm scared of John Jones? I wrestle fire every day. They're like, hold on, wait. When you're a firefighter, you're not actually fighting. He's like, yes, I fight the fire. They're like, oh boy.
It's called firefighter.
Yeah. He's like, I don't understand the confusion. Could not be more clear. Okay. No, that's awesome.
I hit it with
though.
the one. I hit it with the 1-2. I put it down. They're like, no, the guys behind you with the water put it down. He's like, that's up for debate.
That would honestly be
pretty much
hilarious.
knocked it out.
That would be a funny reel of
That would-
them interviewing other people, and they're like, John Jones is just the worst firefighter we ever had. So he has good morale, so we keep him.
Yeah, we keep him around. So the fight's coming up. This is like a crazy time for fighting right now. It's really big. So what do we got coming up, Dusty? Like, I know I'm trying to think. Like I saw an Instagram post the other day, and I was like, what on God's green earth? I was like, I have to save some money to be buying some pay-per-view.
I'm trying to think what the next one is.
Usman and Edwards.
Oh, that's it. Usman and Edwards. And then obviously John Jones is fighting again.
Usman and Edwards. That's going to be good.
That's
When
a
is
good
that?
card too.
When is that?
Yeah, it is. It's
March
good.
18th.
March 18th.
Oh, snap.
Next week.
Because they have the lightweight going on. Gagey's fighting in the lightweight in the same card.
Early April.
And then Conor McGregor and Michael Chandler are the coaches on the Ultimate Fighter. So they'll fight towards the end of this year.
Oh, that'll be fun. We'll have to watch that because there'll be a lot of drama built up.
Dude, we should watch that. It'll be fun. So fun.
Oh,
Alex Pereira and Israel Adesanya.
Oh, is he? That's right.
Dude, I think
April
Pereira's
8th.
going to get him again.
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
I think Izzy going to take him down.
I'm gonna let me say I don't have
their
your
second
I don't,
time fighting?
Well, they fought before in
Well,
kickboxing,
yeah,
right?
but in UFC is second time, right?
Yeah. My thing is, here's my call: is I think that Pereira's just Izzy's nightmare. Like and I don't know how, I don't have the knowledge, but this is what
like
I'm
a mental
calling.
crux,
It's a mental thing. He's got him.
He's like, no matter where you go, I'm gonna kick your butt.
Yeah,
I got
it's
you.
just like
Pretty much every fight they've been in, Izzy has been up and then lost at the end.
Yeah.
Like it's just the kickboxing fights were the same thing. He was up, he was kicking his butt, and then he got knocked out.
Crazy,
same thing
right?
In the UFC fight. But I think he's going to take him down.
That's what I was gonna say, right? You want to avoid the knockout, man. Just avoid the knockout. He's like, I got him.
He's got a very scary left hook.
Whatever.
And he hits people with it often.
Yeah.
Whatever happened to Hazmat? Is he not fight? Like,
They're working on something with him and Colby Covington, I think.
okay.
I think that's the next fight. He will ragdoll Colby Covington. And that's not a good fight for Colby Covington.
Because Gilbert Burns gave him a run for his money, but
Colby will try to wrestle him.
yeah, and that's not a good idea.
That's not good.
Because he's much bigger and stronger than he is.
He's definitely stronger. I don't know what the size difference is, but he's definitely stronger.
Yeah.
He's definitely stronger.
No, I was just saying, Dusty can't see our screen though, can he?
Oh no, he can.
Henry Cejudo, is that Triple C?
Henry Cejudo.
Cejudo? No.
What did you say?
Andrew said it first.
Me and Andrew consulted over and
What did you
still
call
said
him?
Judo.
What's America? That's how you say that word.
Cajudo.
You fight in America, we're gonna say your name like America.
Hey, to be fair, I would have pronounced it that way. Cajudo.
But is that
Oh
triple
my
C?
God.
You want the Cajudo chop?
Is that triple
That was
C?
funny. What's that?
Is that triple C?
They call him Triple C.
Yeah, well, that's all I know him by. I didn't know. Is he still fighting?
He's retired, but he's coming back to fight
Sterling.
Aljamain.
Yeah. Whoa, that's cool. He was
Yeah,
considered like pound for pound at one point, right? Or am I confused?
He was a champ. Two
champ,
division
okay.
champion.
Cool. That'll be cool. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
like,
Aljamain's going to give him a problem. It'll be an interesting fight.
is Aljamain the backpack guy?
Yeah, the human backpack.
Yeah, the human backpack. I remember people in weird ways, but that dude, I was like, oh, his fight, the first fight I watched him fight, I was like, oh, I get it. He just gets on your back.
We were.
It's a
You
problem.
don't want him on there.
No, you don't want him on your back.
I was thinking about this guy earlier whenever we were talking about Chris Jones fighting his brother. But who's the NFL player that tried to make it in the UFC?
Oh, Greg Hardy.
Greg Hardy.
Yes.
Well, apparently he went, so didn't make it in the UFC. Got his butt kicked out of him. He went to a bare knuckle fighting league, and he's just getting tore up by these guys, like just getting the crap beat out of him, like curb stomped. And
You think
It's
someone's like,
good
hey, man,
because
maybe
he
you
didn't have
can't
enough
fight.
head injuries.
Dude, I'm sure you listened to it. I really like Derek Wolfe. He was a defensive lineman for the Broncos back in the day.
Yeah.
He was on Joe Rogan. Super cool guy, and he was just like talking. But he was, they were saying like, because he grew up like fighting, and I've heard, I'm sure you did it too. A lot of like defensive linemen will do like boxing and stuff.
yeah,
to
work
get
with their handwork.
Yeah. So he said he like grew up and stuff like that, and they were like, same thing. Like when he retired, they're like, "Oh, you should go fight." And he's like, "Nah, man, I got enough brain damage." I was like, "For real, dude? Like, no doubt. Like, I would not do that if I was a professional football player. I'd be like, no way, Jose.
Do you want to see the baby?
Heck yeah.
Oh, snap.
The debut.
Uh-oh.
Let's see.
If you're not watching on YouTube, you should be right
I
now.
was gonna say for the listeners
gonna
who've
show you.
hung in, who've hung
Laura's
in.
relaxing in bed. I'm just going to show the baby.
That's
Show
fair.
Laura.
Yeah, can we see-
Oh my goodness.
Oh my gosh.
Look at that.
what a
baby.
cute little girl.
Grown men get. Oh, you woo, you woo, woo. Dude, look at that baby.
Oh
Man, that's a cute baby.
That's right. That's what we're all doing right here.
That's what we're doing. Oh my God. Congratulations, man.
Yeah,
What-
congrats. Congrats, Laura.
Congrats, Laura.
Laura's chilling out. She's had that baby is giving her a run for her money. She's a very hungry baby, if that makes any sense.
You know what?
Very
I'm not
hungry.
sure I get it.
I feel like what just happened was best case scenario. We got to see a baby, went great. Worst case scenario, Bluetooth disconnects. We come over to loudspeaker. Hey, baby!
Yeah.
Wake that baby up. Oh boy.
Who's a cute baby?
All right, we're gonna let you go, Dusty.
All right, have a good one.
It's like, oh man. All right. Well, that didn't go well. It's like,
It was really fun. So Dusty said, like, we went over, brought him lunch.
yeah.
And Dusty's like really calm and quiet around her and stuff like that, and like talking. And then he brings her out and he's like, "Oh, look at her!" Like we're all whispering and stuff like that. And Laura comes out and she's like, "It's like, why are you guys whispering?" She was just like,
louder.
yeah. She's just like talking like normal, which is fine. Like babies sleep through a lot.
Yeah.
Like
Well,
Yeah,
you,
Laura
you
also
let
keeps
the mom.
having to remind me that we need to talk loud around her during daytime hours so she knows what daytime hours are.
Yeah.
And then
Oh,
quiet
shit.
around nighttime hours.
Yeah, that
but
does help.
anytime a baby's sleeping, you're like super quiet.
Yeah.
yeah,
So
yeah. That makes sense.
And-
No, I had the same theory that like I was like, "Oh, we need to be quiet." And then Laura said that. I was like, "Oh, that makes sense. I guess we should talk louder."
Although
I mean, it's always
Rachel got to hold her for a good bit, and it was so funny. She was just like, it was just funny to watch Rachel hold a brand new baby. She's like, "Look how small she is."
Rachel was loving
Trying to
that.
get it
You
open her
forget.
eyes, yeah.
You forget immediately almost. You're like, oh my God, I forgot. Yeah, you forget how small your baby was.
No, I
almost
mean,
immediately.
to be fair, like Penelope was a bigger baby, but like still like I saw, I was like, "Oh my gosh,
It's a baby.
completely different."
It's-
Like even like Penelope's only 7 months or 8 months almost now, and I'm like, yeah, she used to be like that.
Yeah.
What happened? Like what?
It makes Penelope feel like she weighs 100 pounds. You're like, oh my God, you're so
Yeah.
heavy now.
We came home and Penelope was sitting on the floor, and I was like,
Yep, just where you left.
"Golly, you're huge."
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Right where you left her.
Caleb's like, I thought
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
That was nice.
What did Andrew say? I missed it.
He was making fun of me. He said, "Right where you left her, whenever you left."
That was good. That was a good one. Well, I was going to talk.
Oh wait, one thing.
Yeah, good.
Aaron Rodgers is about. This is a stupid look for me. Aaron Rodgers is about to be. Aaron Rodgers is about to be a New York Jet.
Yeah, that's what we were gonna talk about. I was gonna go combine just happened, but let's jump on to that first.
So Dusty doesn't like it because you don't like the Jets, right?
I mean, who likes the Jets?
Oh, those Guido's idiots.
I mean, I don't know if you should be saying that.
So I feel like I feel two ways about this. One, I'm kind of mad at Aaron because he's getting paid all this money and he could take a pay cut. There's a lot of Packers right now, like Bakhtiari, Aaron Jones. Like these people
They're
are
giving pay cuts.
They're taking cut, and it's really not even they're taking a pay cut. They're just restructuring their contracts, and I mean,
They're better for the team.
Yeah, it's better for the team. Ultimately, they could lose a lot of money, but more likely they'll get good money.
That's the one thing that like, and this isn't like not to make it like a Tom Brady thing, but like,
yeah,
like that's where I have a little bit of respect for Tom Brady and the fact that he restructured and took less money to have a better team around him so he could win Super Bowls.
Yeah, man.
That's all he cared
That's
about.
why that man
three
has
of them,
Super-
so
all
that's
these people out here trying to get their money, and I'm like, dude,
Yeah.
that's why Tom Brady's going down in the history books,
That's
and you're
right.
not.
Yeah.
But
Dude,
no.
can you believe he didn't go to the freaking Raiders? I was shocked.
I kind of am too.
Yeah,
I'm
It doesn't. It doesn't really.
Especially because they got rid of Carr. So
Well, you have to
thought it was,
understand-
once that happened.
You have to
That seemed like a
understand.
good trade, though, right?
I mean, yeah.
I'd take Carr.
You trade Carr to the Packers.
I'd take Carr. I'd take Carr and some draft
Right?
pick. I'd take
Well,
Carr and some draft picks.
Aaron Rodgers has some say in it. Like.
Oh, for sure.
So like you have to look at Aaron Rodgers' perspective. Like if he wants to win, like the Raiders don't have that great of a defense. They have a decent running game. They have like mediocre wide receivers. But if you go to the Jets defense was like top in the league last year, like top 3 in the league.
Oh yeah,
And then
freaking fun. And they got
they have
Brees Hall.
young, really like 2 really good young running backs that are very good. And then they have
Brees
like
Hall might be
3
the best running back. One of
Yeah.
the best running backs in the league next
Yeah.
year. He's
Yeah.
good.
But and then like 3 or possibly 4 like young, very good wide receivers. Like
Very good.
the Jets have a complete team. And this is why I hate it, because the Jets are very good without Aaron Rodgers, and then Aaron Rodgers joins the team. I think they'd be like stellar. And they're in the same division as the Dolphins. So the Dolphins will and we have Tua, who just gets like flicked in the head and he has a concussion for the rest of his life.
Hey, don't
And so-
worry. You have other quarterbacks that also get concussions. It's
Yeah.
not just Tua. So you have plenty of other options.
Yeah, we have like three quarterbacks deep, all of them concussed.
Well, what
Yep.
makes a lot of sense, what some people don't realize is why the Jets make a lot of sense is the Packers can't hold Aaron Rodgers anymore because people like Aaron Jones, some of these younger guys are now getting out of their rookie deals. So like a rookie contract's 3 years. So these guys getting out of that is when you start getting your money. Before that,
You get to prove your worth and then you get your
Yeah.
money.
The Jets, Garrett Wilson, Elijah Moore,
All these
Brees
guys are
Hall,
young.
freaking young bucks, a lot of rookie contracts, a lot of salary cap. So the fit makes sense because they can have a heavy hitter like Aaron on their roster. Now, I don't know. They're going to have to give up something. Like Sauce Gardner. God, forget about him. He's one of the best cornerbacks in the league as a rookie. But he's on that rookie money, so they're not paying. They're not their salary cap. I haven't looked at it, but I bet it's not much. And if it is, they probably got some old dogs they can get rid of and bring in some new people in and be fine with.
I think I saw the number was because they were talking about it. Aaron Rodgers has like $305 million from like being paid out through playing, and he'll make another $59 million with the contract with the Jets.
Yeah.
So
Do you think the Jets are a better fit, or what do you think about the Broncos?
the Broncos aren't. The Broncos have Russell Wilson. They're not going to.
I know, but he's been dude. They were like.
Yeah.
I mean, he had a terrible year.
I think too, though, kind of like what Caleb said. If Aaron has any say, the Broncos it wasn't just Russell Wilson. The Broncos did not perform last year.
And part of it was coaching.
Yeah, it was. I mean, and now keep in
Now
mind,
that's Sean Payton.
The Broncos head coach at that time last year was
Aaron Rodgers.
Nathaniel Hackett, the
Offensive
old
coordinator.
OC for our Packers. So
Because they were trying to get Aaron Rodgers, but then Rodgers re-signed with the Packers.
they're like, crap.
I don't think I would have ever guessed that he was going to go to the Jets. It's like the same thing that happened with Brett Favre minus the retirement fake out.
Yeah,
But
and it seems like the Packers are going to want to roll with Jordan Love.
dude, that's a
I don't-
terrible idea.
I don't
They're
hate
going
it.
to go get They're going to go get somebody, don't you think?
I
don't
think they'll
they're
go
gonna
get a veteran, like an old person, like just to sit on.
Teddy Bridgewater, baby.
Maybe somebody like that, just to have there. But I don't know, man. It seems like
You think he'll start?
From what I've heard,
Jordan
I
Love.
think they're going to let him spin.
Yeah.
Give him a shot. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'd rather have a losing season next year. Jordan Love, our quarterback, and let's regroup. Then watch Aaron Rodgers not win us another Super Bowl.
I actually agree with that. Plus, it's like if we got Jordan Love, the whole point was to have him be part of that cycle. So it's like you might as well.
I'm just tired.
So-
Do you think we should go get Brock Purdy?
Brock Purdy hasn't had surgery on his elbow
I
yet.
think the Packers
not with
should
that
pick
injury.
up Lamar Jackson.
He wants
That's
some
not
money.
a good look.
Yeah, he wants some.
And he doesn't want just some money. He wants
He wants a
guaranteed
lot of
money.
He's basically the new Aaron Rodgers.
It's a
we need to get a
Hey,
quarterback.
hey.
It's a pretty risky thing for him to do
They
after a
look
bad
little
season.
different. Don't get crazy. The
So I'm just gonna, and we're gonna talk about the draft a little bit, or the combine. But a name that I mentioned it to you guys yesterday, Anthony Richardson was the quarterback for the Gators, and things can be taught. So in college as a quarterback, you typically don't run a pro style offense. So it's just you throw to a spot. So you're not really reading the defense. You know where you're throwing it really before you snap the ball most of the time.
Yep.
Now, when you get to the NFL, you have to read defense and stuff. So that can all be taught. What you can't teach is athletics. This dude is the most athletic quarterback to ever come through the combine, ever.
Oh.
He was faster than Cam Newton whenever Cam Newton came through. He has the highest vertical jump that ever happened as a quarterback.
Dang.
He has the longest broad jump that ever happened. He also weighs, I think, 30 pounds heavier than Lamar Jackson. And he's a stud. He throws the ball off his back foot Patrick Mahomes throws, or Josh Allen.
I'm sorry. Do you mean Brett Favre, the original gunslinger?
That's right. Yeah.
Is that who
Okay.
you're
Sure.
talking about?
You want to say Brett Favre? That's fine. But he just throws it
original
with
gunslinger?
a flick of the wrist and just throws it 50 yards deep and decently on target. When he throws better when he's off balance than he does whenever he's set, and that's all coaching, quarterback coaching, and that's what the NFL does. They bring in people around him, but
That's fair.
wherever he goes, if he gets into the right quarterback room and that type of stuff, he could be a
Caleb, how many years would it take for somebody like that to actually be a force in the NFL? How many years you have to devote to him?
I mean, you think Patrick Mahomes was like that whenever he was coming. He was a raw talent. He wasn't.
Yeah.
Patrick Mahomes wasn't what he is now. Whenever he first came in, so he was fortunate enough to be drafted by the Chiefs and have Andy Reid as his head coach and really good quarterback coaches around him. So, I mean, it took him 2 years to kind of step in and become a star. So, after
That's not
2
that
years,
bad.
then you have a franchise quarterback for many years.
My opinion about, and I understand they're paying these guys a lot of money, but I would let that guy get out there and we
what
teach him,
happens.
and I'd let him run.
Yeah,
Man, dude,
That's
if these guys let some freaking quarterbacks start running back in the day, I mean, it's a
Wildcat.
problem. It's a problem for defenses, and they don't want to do it because they're paying these guys so much money. Well, stop paying them.
well, look at
Just get these athletic dudes out there and let's freaking get it.
look at examples Lamar Jackson took the Ravens to and now their run game is unbelievable for a long time. But then this year with Justin Fields, they started letting him run the ball, and they scored over 30 points a game the last half season.
After they started letting him run, and what
There's got to
happens
be
is
something to open up your other run game,
Yeah.
knowing that your quarterback
Is
can
mobile.
run also.
Well, that's what happens is they get to this point where they're like, it'll be all right. Let's let him run, see what he can do. And they're like, oh, dang, he's pretty good. Let's pay him and not let him run anymore. And it's well, now he's not as good. You
need to let him run.
That was half of his dynamic of his game. He opens up stuff with his feet. Come on, man.
There's I feel as quarterback, there's different style, like the old school Tom Brady, Peyton Manning, and then the Russell Wilson, Kyler Murray, where it's not designed runs, but it's scramble and make something happen.
Well, that's Aaron Rodgers, dude.
And that's Aaron Rodgers.
Aaron Rodgers has, since he's run less, he has not been as efficient. After those two MVPs.
And then there's the new school with Justin Fields, Lamar Jackson, where they're
Allen.
design running. Josh Allen,
Dude, Josh
He's
Allen.
low.
he does do
He's a low.
he does do design runs, and he's fast.
He is.
They showed
He's
his
the problem.
They showed his combine
Joe
footage of
Burrow
him running
kinda
the combine footage of him running the
like
40,
modes.
and he's running with straight
modes.
arms.
Oh my.
Oh wait, Caleb, I have two things to say.
Okay.
So me and Laura have been watching The Office the past couple of days as like something that we could just put on while we're hanging out in the bedroom.
Yeah.
So it's been super funny because we put on the super fan edition on Peacock.
Yes.
Which is like never before seen footage. So there's some like really funny stuff where like Michael Scott does the run for rabies, and there's a guy in a wheelchair, and he tells him he can't sign up.
Oh my god!
So he has to have his own division.
I haven't seen that.
Yeah. He's like, there's not a handicap division or something.
Oh my
Yeah,
god!
there's not a handy. So he's like, we'll open your own division, and you'll be the only person in it, and you'll win. And then he's like, unless somebody else in a wheelchair signs up and beats you. So the Dwight thing is perfect with
Mo, yeah.
That's
So
funny.
I have to get off and go help Laura with the baby. But hypothetically, with the combine being over, would you guys be interested in next week laying out 40 yards of distance
Oh boy. And tearing our
Seeing-
hamstrings.
and seeing which reaching for the bars member has the fastest 40 time?
I mean, I think we all know, but
I mean, I'm definitely down.
yeah, I bet you are.
If I can just make it to the finish line without tearing anything.
That's my only concern.
Wait. Can we do this after quarterfinals? Because I'm
No.
gonna try.
No,
I'm gonna
it's
try
gonna be
this year.
boring.
No, I'm
We gotta
gonna
do it
try.
now.
it. Okay.
I don't
I'll do
think I've
it.
So
ever
I'm
timed it.
obviously gonna win. The second place is really. I'm pretty fast, dude. I mean, I don't want to brag. You've seen me play spike ball. I'm pretty athletic.
Dusty speed demon.
Do you guys?
Dusty might
guys
have
wanna do
the.
it?
Yeah, I'm down with it.
I'm down with it.
I already know who's gonna win, but I'm down with
We
it.
should do like a gym. Like it's already gone, but next year we should start planning. And I probably said this last year, but we should do a gym combine.
Yeah, that's fun. That would be
It
fun.
would be fun.
Because even
I don't
people
want
like
to do the
Jeremy
vertical
would
leap.
do.
I'll tell you that right
Because
now.
even people like Jeremy will do the 225 bench press. Like
Oh,
that's
he would
fun.
rep it out. Yeah.
So I say next week we line up 40 yards outside,
All right.
and we time each other doing it.
Okay.
We'll all do 3 attempts, and the fastest
3.
total score wins.
I mean, I don't know if I'll make it to 3 attempts.
I was gonna say 2's usually
My-
enough.
Two attempts.
Yeah,
I might
two- yeah,
I might
two's
blow
good.
my back out on the first one.
Yeah.
I will definitely blow. I'll walk the second 40,
I'm,
but my
I'm
first 40 will be so fast.
I'm definitely worried about the injuries that could come from this.
Yeah. We need to. Hey, we actually.
is a
Go ahead.
go ahead.
I was gonna say we actually need to warm up, like not just like go out there and like
Yeah, we need to do some
cold
drill.
and just be like
Oh no, we need.
Sure. Is a 4-3 pretty good? That's what I am
Yeah.
accustomed to doing.
We need to get one person on the clock so there's a consistent start stop.
It can't be us. We'll get Adam.
Yeah. I was about to say, we'll have to get
you
someone
gotta-
that's
and
not-
also like the way people start and stop it on the clock, like it's everyone's different, so they try. You want some consistency for sure. So that'll be.
So we'll also do it around the holes, so that if you step in a hole, it's on your.
Oh,
It's on you.
perfect.
Perfect.
It's on you. But let's do it next week, and then we'll talk about our scores in the podcast next week.
Nice.
Yeah, that'll be fun.
All right, boys. I
All
gotta
right.
go. I'm gonna go help the mama.
All
Let's
right.
go.
See ya.
Congratulations
It's been
again.
fun, guys.
See ya.
Thanks, boys.
Bye.
Bye.
Well, I don't have much more, but that was a lot of fun. I think we're good on time. You guys got anything else?
I don't think so. Oh, Andrew, I meant to tell you the Lamar Jackson thing, like a franchise tag. They basically made it like for basically where anyone can go after him. But I have a conspiracy theory on this.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
So
Conspiracy.
agents. So NFL. So Lamar Jackson represents himself, which is like very rare. Like players
It's
typically.
like his mom's his agent, right?
No, he is his own agent. He like negotiates his own deals.
Oh wow.
Which
an
seems
idiot.
weird.
Which
Yeah.
is
I
why
don't
he's
know
asking for so much. He doesn't really understand.
Well, he's asking. Well, I mean, he's not asking for so much. So basically, the NFL like owners board, like all the owners meet and stuff like that and talk about different things. But they all kind of agreed. Deshaun Watson was given guaranteed contract, and he's like the highest paid quarterback and stuff.
Yeah.
And they are like, all right, we need to stop giving these guaranteed money contracts because it's ruining like free agency. It's ruining the like different stuff.
Yeah.
So basically they're going against it. And then also agents don't like whenever players like manage themselves because I mean, it's agents want to make their cut.
Yeah.
They want their money. So there's a conspiracy theory that a bunch of the agents are reaching out to the owners of these different teams and like GMs of these different teams saying,
Yeah.
hey,
And we'll do a smaller cut.
like Well, no, like blacklist Lamar Jackson because he's not he refused to use an agent. Mm-hmm. So until he learns that he needs to use one of us, he doesn't get a big guarantee contract. He doesn't get any money and stuff like that. And that's like a big conspiracy theory that's going on in the NFL. Like, because I think it's wrong. Like if the guy thinks,
but that makes so much sense.
Well, if Lamar Jackson's obviously very talented. He's a very good quarterback. I think he's a very good athlete.
Yeah.
But
I mean,
so like
NFL, he's pretty good.
He's an amazing.
He's
but like
probably one of the more athletic quarterbacks as far as
he is the most athletic quarterback. Yeah. But anyway, with all that being said, like typically teams should be jumping all over him. Right. So there's something going on. There's something wrong with the whole situation where teams aren't going after him. Teams like the only piece they're missing, like the Jets or maybe the Raiders or something like that, like they can throw money at him and get him in the door, and that like brings life to the organization and it gives them like a chance. And there's not really any great quarterbacks in this draft that like you're like oh my gosh, I need this guy. Like Joe Burrow, Trevor Lawrence were like the last two of that kind of caliber.
They found out Bryce Young's like short, right?
Bryce Young's short and skinny. Like
they're crap. That's crazy that they're like he's played with Alabama. They're like, I don't like that.
He's also Alabama this isn't me being mean. Alabama quarterbacks don't have a good track record in the NFL.
I mean, that's not like not true, but I think it's like it's half
and
half.
And I have Jalen, but he went to Oklahoma.
We need to see what Jalen does.
He graduated from Alabama.
But I also have a theory on that, why they don't do well from like Alabama and big schools like that is because like you see small time schools do well because these big time schools have the best wide receivers in the nation. So like trying to like Tua throwing to a wide receiver that's like 10 yards open, then that's easy day. And then your run game is the best in the nation. So like you just hand the ball off to Derrick Henry and he's got 10 yards easy.
It's not hard to be a quarterback.
Yeah, it's not hard to be a quarterback for Alabama.
Where your teeth.
Exactly.
Like the best
Josh Allen coming out there in Wyoming.
Exactly.
Cutting his teeth.
Well, you lay it all on the line.
Right,
And like Jalen went to Oklahoma and he learned how to throw the ball finally. Because that's what they did. They did the spread offense. They threw it around. So like
that's a good point.
That's all I was thinking. Like Lamar Jackson is finally learning how to throw the ball.
Yeah.
Like before he was basically a glorified running back as a quarterback.
I mean, at Louisville, he just ran.
I mean, he just ran.
Yeah,
it was a highlight reel every time he got the ball.
Yeah. So
that's like the big conspiracy theory around Lamar Jackson.
That makes a lot
the franchise
of sense.
tag.
That makes making a lot of sense, that conspiracy theory.
I don't know.
I could see it.
I think it's right though. I think those guys like
that's a good point though. Like it doesn't make sense that nobody in the league has gone after him at all.
There's always like even like people always like Derek Carr got a job before Lamar Jackson.
Right.
Like come on.
Yeah.
Like,
Lamar Jackson won MVP. Like
he's an MVP caliber player.
Like come on now. Yeah, I agree. That's definitely something.
Like the only people that have quarterbacks that you will not stray from is like the Chiefs, the Bills,
the
Bengals. Like,
yeah,
I'm sure. Justin Herbert's good.
Have the Falcons were somewhat.
They signed.
They have a Reader. They drafted that guy last year, but they got rid of Mariota.
That is right. They did get rid of Mariota.
So they could bring in someone.
Yeah, that Reader guy played pretty good.
Yeah,
at the end.
Yeah, he wasn't bad. I think the Washington Commanders should go after Lamar Jackson. That'd be funny.
Oh, that would be fun. Everybody said that the Packers were going to get Heineke.
And that's a terrible idea.
I was like, I hope they don't. I was like, why?
We're going at
they're like, guess who we're going after? Marcus Mariota. I mean,
honestly, they wouldn't.
Like Mariota,
that's called getting. I don't think it's.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't like Mariota, but I don't know if I want
if the Packers if the Packers aren't sold on on Jordan Love, then they should go after draft someone this year that they can develop and then get like a Sam Darnold to fill the gap.
Yeah, that's not bad. I think they definitely need someone like
Sam Darnold doesn't play bad, honestly.
Sam Darnold would be good. Teddy Bridgewater.
Teddy Bridgewater's injury prone.
That's what I was gonna say. I don't really. Basically, what I'm looking for is like a Joe Flacco, like that kind of guy, just sitting back there, old vet.
Garoppolo, get Garoppolo in there.
That'd be nice.
Wouldn't be terrible.
Go reach out to Tom Brady.
I don't want Garoppolo.
Honestly, if Tom Brady comes, he won't because the Packers have no weapons.
Dude.
But if Tom Brady went to the Packers and won a Super Bowl, how big of a slap in the face would that be to Aaron
Rodgers would
Dude, honestly, I would
something.
I would laugh my butt off. I'd be like Tom Brady, GOAT, Aaron Rodgers, you loser.
My opinion would immediately switch.
Yeah, 100%. Definitely, I would switch. Because like my thing is, we were talking about, me and my dad were talking about this, and Aaron Rodgers. We were both complaining the fact that he doesn't take cuts, and we're like, dude, you haven't won a Super Bowl since 2012. It's been 10 years, man.
Yeah,
you're supposed to be one of the best quarterbacks in the league. Like
what's going on?
Like
here?
MVPs, no one cares about that, dude.
Yeah.
Like, win Super Bowls or shut up. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, and you're playing for the Green Bay Packers. That is what we expect. We want to win Super Bowls.
yeah.
Oh, last thing before we hop off here.
Yep.
Okay.
Did you guys see Cheetah?
Was it high school or?
No, it can't be high school.
Well, I mean, they lined him out.
Yeah, they lined him up. It was like it was just like a meet somewhere or whatever it was, but he went and did a 60-yard dash at like this whatever track and field event.
Yeah.
And just smoked everybody.
I mean,
a 60-yard dash, he beat him by like 10 yards.
Honestly, it was at least 10 yards. I was like, you couldn't even see anyone in the picture when he finished. I was like, oh boy. Wow. He says he's like, I'm not going to do that again.
Yeah, he's like,
who do they get to race that man? I mean, you would think
it's not fair.
They could have at least got. I mean, I remember
dude
in
has
high
some-
school we ran and get some guys that like could run. Like, I mean, because he's fast, but in high school people can like they're fast too. Like, who do they get? Like, I couldn't find faster people. I was like, yeah, like us out there running against this man.
Dude, it was To be fair, he
gone.
is
Oh, he's
unbelievably fast.
He is so fast. Oh my gosh, that's funny though.
And Tua still can't throw to him. So,
Oh.
all right, we can get off.
Alrighty,
Good episode.
good fun episode.
Yeah, good follow up after the debacle.
We'll see what kind of smoke we're bringing next week.
What was the debacle?
You didn't post an episode last night.
Oh yeah, well
We're back.
We're back. Hopefully.
yeah, we're in.
All right.
Goodbye.
Peace.